think there's a lot of people that think that depression is the opposite of being happy. I hear about raising your vibrational frequency, high frequency, low frequency, high frequency being you're happier, you've got joy, lower frequencies when you're feeling depressed, low energy, high energy versus low energy. What I believe depression is, and I think that a lot of people aren't really getting it. Well, it's not being people. I don't think people really understand what depression is. I think depression is it's not the opposite of being happy. It has nothing to do with that. Depression is just it's just something that can happen, and how it happens is when you are not able to express something extremely powerful. I think people who get depressed are extremely energetic people. They are extremely passionate, and they have something that they want to say that they're not doing, they're not saying. For example, if someone makes you angry and you just hold it in. Let's say if someone makes you laugh and you hold it in. I think to me it seems very clear what's going on is that it's similar to depression is like a black hole. It's an extreme amount of energy that's just being held in and not released. And over time, this energy just builds and builds and builds and builds. Think of, if anyone out there has any idea about like the stars and space, and when a star is dying, it implodes on itself, and the amount of power and energy, it doesn't explode, it just implodes on itself, and the amount of energy and mass that goes into this tiny space, it creates a black hole. It sinks into time and space, matter, and it just starts to suck things into it. And depression, the way that I see depression is it's exactly like that. And it's very similar, not exactly, but it's basically when, let's say you want to scream at someone, or you're angry, or let's say that there's a discussion around dinner, or you're out with people and you're just not getting to speak. People are just talking too much, and their egos are charged. They're not letting anyone else. It's just competitive, and you don't feel like you are able to like let your voice be heard. Maybe you're not into shouting over people. Maybe you don't feel it should be a competition to try to have your voice heard. Maybe you just listen more, and you find that, oh, now I've never had I'm not getting a chance to speak. Could be that you're just angry for some reason, or sad, and you're not expressing it. Like, if you're sad and you want to cry, you have to cry. You have to let it out. Don't cry forever, but when you feel it come, let it happen. Don't hold yourself. If you get angry, again, our natural instinct and response is to let it out immediately. If someone does something that pisses us off, be angry, express that anger. The more you hold it in and try to be this patient, kind, look, all that stuff, it has to be from a genuine place. And if it's not from a genuine place, if you can't be patient and kind from a genuine place, then you really need to, take steps towards that until you really become that person. But if you are angry and you're not patient and you're just forcing yourself, what's going to happen is this is going to build and build and build, and either you're going to blow up, or depression will happen. Depression is when all this energy and all this stuff that needs to come out, the laughing, whatever, the anger, the sadness, whatever feeling it is that you're not expressing, letting it out. Maybe you're shy, maybe you have, social anxiety, confidence issues, whatever, low self-esteem. But if you don't let it out, it's going to build and build and build, and guess what? Then boom, that black hole, it happens. Because all this energy is just not escaping, so it just sinks right into you, and it just all of a sudden it needs to be fueled. It needs to be fueled, and people can fuel it with drugs, with getting attention from other people. Like if you're sad, like you want attention, even if it's to piss people off so they give you attention. Food can fuel it. Sex, drugs, alcohol, work, whatever it is, just to like fuel that desire, that need. What you really need to do is you need to get out and express yourself. That's the real way to cure it. Is you got to get out there and you got to be honest. You got to express yourself from the heart. You got to cry. You got to scream. You got to show. The problem is though, when you become depressed, all the energy for those things shuts off. So it can be hard to re-energize yourself. But if you're in that depressed zone, it's almost as if your body is forcing you to be honest now. It's saying, look, you have to now be honest in front of people. So if someone comes and you're so depressed, you're just like, you can't hide it anymore. The truth just has to come out. And then this is when a lot of people, they have their breakdowns, or, they just start to let it rip, they just tell people what they think. Finally, everything comes out. Everything can come out. Some people don't know how to deal with it, and they hurt themselves. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, but the point of the video is to understand what depression is. In my opinion, it's not the opposite of happiness. Depression is, it's just the opposite of being energized. Okay, it's different. It's a negative energy. It's an energy that's like a vacuum, like a black hole. So be aware of it. Fueling it with things is never gonna heal it in the long run, or even in the short run. What you need to do is you need to, find some purpose. Get involved with some exercises, something that you feel comfortable doing, preferably in a group environment. Groups are hard for me, but I do jiu-jitsu, and I can hack being in a group. I can be around people, wrestle with them. I really enjoy it. So find something. Music for me is a huge outlet. I release everything that I feel like saying through my music. So, alright, it's getting long, this video, but I hope if anyone out there hears it, I hope it helps even just one person, even if that one person is myself.